Welcome in, everybody, to the broadcast on this beautiful Sunday afternoon as we're just about ready for doubleheader action as the Matsu Miners are set to square off against the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks here at Lee Jordan Field in beautiful Chugiak, Alaska. Hello again, everybody. Brandon Monty with you alongside Nick Veland on YouTube Live. Happy as always to be bringing you Matsu Miners baseball. It's game number 35 of the 43rd season of Miners Balls. They get set to take on these Chinooks, and with first pitch moments away, let's look at the starting lineup for Tyler LeBron's Matsu Miners. Kobe Boulware bats leadoff. He's at second base. Cody Huff, the two-hitter, he'll be DHing. Batting third and playing center is Eric Webb. Hitting fourth is the third baseman, Tanner Carlson. Batting fifth is the right fielder, Justin Kirby. Sixth is first baseman, Aaron Walters. Seventh and doing the catching is Sam Thompson. Eighth is the left fielder, Matt Palmer. And rounding out the order is shortstop, Caden Hogan. On the mound today for the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks will be a right-hander, a 6'5", 195-pound righty from Solera, Alabama. It's Tyler Auclair. Auclair 1-4 on the year with a 5.55 earned run average in 22 2/3 innings of work. This will be his 10th appearance on the year, his fourth start. Opponents hitting .225 against him. He's allowed 20 hits, 16 runs, 14 of which are earned, 26 strikeouts, 17 walks. This is his first appearance since July 9th, where he was the losing pitcher, giving up 3 earned runs and 1 walk in 1 1/3 innings against the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. The Matsu Miners entered today's contest 3 games back of the first place Anchorage Bucks, who have lost 2 games in a row to the Glacier Pilots. Entering today, the Bucks are 25-11, first place. The Matsu Miners in second at 21-13. The Anchorage Glacier Pilots 19-15, 2 games back of the Miners for second place, which, a reminder, the top 2 teams earn home field advantage in the Alaska Baseball League postseason. And then the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks fighting for their playoff lives here. They have 7 games remaining in the regular season, including today's contest. The Chinooks 11-24, currently 5th place, 14.5 games out of first and 1 game out from the Peninsula Oilers for 4th place in the ABL, which is the cutoff for the postseason. The Oilers 13-26. Kobe Boulware trots into the right hand of batter's box as he digs in, takes a couple of practice hacks, and we're ready to go. Home plate umpire signaling to both dugouts. Looks like both teams are ready. Boulware taps the plate a couple of times with his bat. Auclair takes the mound. The UAB Blazer this past year is ready. Takes a deep breath, goes into his motion, and from the windup, the first pitch on the way is a fastball in on the inside corner for a called strike 1, and we're underway from Chugiak. First pitch 2:02, temperature at game time about 74 degrees, barely a cloud in the sky. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon for some baseball here in Chugiak. The 0-1 pitch on the way, fastball misses outside for a ball, 1-1. Kobe Boulware working on an 8-game hitting streak, one of the hottest hitters in this Miners lineup entering today's contest. He has 7 RBIs over his last 3 games. 1-1 is hit in the air, high in the air on the infield over towards third base, in foul ground. Underneath it is Joe Brazil. He battles the sun and makes the catch for out number 1. So 1 down here for the Miners in the top of the first as we look at the defensive alignment for the Chinooks behind Auclair. J. Paul Fullerton is doing the catching. Ethan English at first. Patty McCormick at second. Pate Fullerton at short. And Joe Brazil, who just made that catch on the pop-up, is at third. Then in the outfield, Hayden Keller's in left. Jess Davis is in center, and Mason Corbett rounds things out in right field. Cody Huff, the batter, as the first pitch to him is in on the inner half of the plate for a called strike 1. Huff, a .297 hitter, has been red hot as of late. 10 hits over his last 5 games. Third straight game hitting in the 2 spot for the Scottsdale, Arizona native as the 0-1 pitch, a breaking ball from Auclair that misses outside, 1-1. Huff stands back in, a Stanford commit. Auclair goes into his windup, 1-1 pitch. Chopped over to third. Brazil is charging, picks it up on the short hop, throws across the diamond to first in time for out number 2. So Joe Brazil getting plenty of infield practice here. First a catch pop up in foul ground, and now a 5-3 ground out here. So 2 up, 2 down for the Miners in the top of the first, and that'll bring up Eric Webb. Webb had his 12-game hit streak snapped in the Miners' last game against the Oilers on July 19th. As he stands into the right-handed batter's box, bat resting on his shoulder, Eau Claire goes into the windup. First pitch to Webb, fastball right down the middle, called strike one. Webb, the MAIA Player of the Year this past year for the Division II Central Missouri Mules, stands back in with a league-leading .345 average. 0-1. Another fastball just below the knees for a ball, 1-1. Today is the Miners' 5th doubleheader of the year. They are 3-5 this year in such games. Their last being a 2-game sweep of the Oilers back in Kenai. 1-1. Breaking ball catches the outer part of the plate for a called strike two. Good bite to that slider for Eau Claire so far in the top of the first. Webby stands back in, down in the count, 1-2. Nobody on, 2 outs, still no score. Tanner Carlson waiting on deck. Eau Claire goes into his motion. 1-2 pitch is popped up, foul, and this one will drift out of play to the right side over the chain link fence on the first base line. That foul ball brought to you by Napa Auto Parts with locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. You're always covered if a foul ball does damage to your car. Visit www.napaalaska.com for more information. 1-2. Breaking ball just missed, and a couple Chinooks infielders started making their way towards the third base dugout, thinking that was strike three, but home plate umpire says not so fast as the count now evens at 2-2. The Solera, Alabama native goes into his motion. 2-2 pitches, waved at a miss by Webb for strike three, and the side is retired. Miners go 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Kyler Busch makes his way out to the mound for the Green Machine. Bottom of the first coming up. No score between the Chinooks and the Miners. Back with you here, bottom of the first inning at Lee Jordan Field in Chugiak. Brandon Monty alongside Nick Veland, bringing you Mat-Su Miners baseball here on YouTube Live. As with the Chinooks coming to bat, we'll take a look at their starting lineup, managed by John Groth. Mason Corbett bats first. He's in right field. Jess Davis, the number 2 hitter, in center. J. Paul Fullerton hitting third, doing the catching. Hayden Keller bats cleanup. He's in left. Ethan English, the number 5 hitter, he's at first. Daniel Freeman bats 6th. He'll be doing the DHing. Joe Brazil bats 7th at third. Patty McCormick, the 8th hitter, at second. And Pate Fullerton rounds things out. He will play short. On the mound today for the Mat-Su Miners, making his 6th start of the year and 6th appearance as well, left-hander Kyler Busch. Busch is 6'5", 230-pound southpaw from West Haven, Utah, currently 2nd in the Alaska Baseball League in earned run average. The left-hander goes into his motion. First pitch on the way, misses below the knees to Mason Corbett for a ball, 1-0. Corbett stands in, leading the Chinooks with a .289 average, goes with an open stance in the left-handed batter's box as the 1-0 pitch to him is a fastball in the outside corner, called strike one. Kyler Busch 2-0 on the year with a 1.61 earned run average in 28 innings of work. 1-1 pitch on the way, misses outside with the fastball, 2-1. Busch's last outing was the 4th of July against the Oilers, a no decision, 5 innings pitched, had decreased velocity and some arm soreness. As the 2-1 pitch, another fastball in the outside corner. Good locating there by the lefty, and it's 2-2. As Nick, you mentioned in the pregame show, Busch had a strong inning during the All-Star game as the 2-2 pitch, a breaking ball line towards right center field. This one's going to drop in front of Justin Kirby in the gap for a base hit. First hit of the ball game comes for the Chinooks leadoff man Mason Corbett as he stands on first base, nobody down, and that'll bring up Jess Davis. Jess Davis has been a hitter that the Miners pitching staff has yet to figure out so far this year. He's done very well against the Green Machine in 2019. Davis enters today's ball game a .273 hitter, a 5-game extra base hitting streak. Currently leads the league in triples and stolen bases, had a home run last night in the Chinooks 6-2 loss against the Oilers. Davis stands in with an open stance in the left-handed batter's box. He's first pitch swinging as he fouls a pop-up down the third baseline in foul ground. Tanner Carlson is underneath it, makes the catch, and a big out number one there on one pitch to set down Davis Nick, especially with the way he's been hitting. Can't ask for much more from Kyler Busch there. Good response after that leadoff single.
Exactly, and especially on his first game back starting, just to get that first out of the way is big while giving up a leadoff single. So definitely that out is going to be a little momentum builder for Busch on the mound coming in these next couple at-bats for the Chinooks.
Busch leans in to get his sign from catcher Sam Thompson as the three-hitting catcher J. Paul Fullerton digs in. First pitch to him on the way. A nasty breaking ball waved at and missed by J. Paul. First swinging strike one. Kyler Busch has not allowed more than 2 runs in any of his 5 starts entering today. As mentioned, second in the Alaska Baseball League in ERA. Opponents hitting just .162 against him. 0-1 pitch. Another breaking ball that drops in. Fullerton looks at it for strike 2. Busch really has that slider working here in this bottom of the first inning. Runner on first for the Chinooks. Mason Corbett gets about a 2-step lead off the bag. J. Paul Fullerton digs in with his bat just behind the ears. The 0-2 pitch on the way. Fastball just misses outside. Good pitch from Busch there. Tough to lay off, but J. Paul Fullerton did, and it's 1-2. The Searcy, Arkansas native enters today's game a .241 hitter with 25 RBIs. Runner goes. The pitch misses in the dirt. Thompson not quite able to corral it as Mason Corbett slides into second head first safely. Mason Corbett picks up a stolen base, his 5th on the year in 6 attempts. The Chinooks now have a runner in scoring position with 1 out. Count even now at 2-2 for the catcher J. Paul Fullerton. Lefty on lefty matchup here as Busch comes set at the belt. Gives Corbett a look at second base. Now the 2-2. Waved and a missed for strike 3. Good fastball from Kyler Busch on the outer half of the plate. J. Paul Fullerton wasn't able to catch up with it, and that's the second out of the inning.
Coming to the plate, Warrior Chinooks, number 12, Hayden Keller.
Hayden Keller stands in, the cleanup hitter for John Gross Chinooks today. Enters today's ball game a .258 hitter. Tied for 4th with J. Paul Fullerton, for that matter, in the Alaska Baseball League with 25 runs batted in. He stands in with his bat pressed against the letters of his jersey. First pitch, a fastball that paints the outside corner for a called strike 1. And Nick, as we've seen so far in this bottom of the first, Busch really locating on that outside corner very well, keeping it away from these Chinook hitters.
He's really working his fastball really well and mixing it really greatly with his slider and off-speed pitches, making the hitters on their toes at the plate.
He's done that very well this year as the 0-1 pitch, a fastball misses outside and a little bit high for a ball. 1-1 the count. Busch, a 40th round draft selection in the 2018 MLB draft by the Kansas City Royals. Leans in with his glove pressed against his right leg, gets his sign from catcher Sam Thompson. Keller digs back in, the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball, too low, ball 2. Keller has an RBI in every game he's played against the Miners so far this year. 8 RBIs in 7 contests against the green and gold so far this year. Lefty on lefty matchup again here as the 2-1 is on the way. It's a fastball hit in the air out to right field, but should be playable for Justin Kirby. He settles underneath it, makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. Chinooks get a leadoff single in the bottom of the first, but they leave him stranded at second base. 1 run, 1 man left on base, no runs, 1 hit, no runs, no errors, 1 man left on base for the Chinooks in the bottom of the first inning. We're through 1 here at Lee Jordan Field. The score still 0-0 between the Miners and the Chinooks. Heart of the order, 4-5-6 coming up for Tyler LeBrun's Miners here. Top of the second inning, still no score between the Green Machine and the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks. Tanner Carlson steps into the box. Tyler O'Clair set at the belt, goes into his windup. First pitch of the top of the second inning is a fastball in the inside corner for a called strike one. Tanner Carlson, a .216 hitter entering today's ball game, 15 RBIs. Picked up his fourth multi-hit game of the season in the last contest as the 0-1 pitch waved at and fouled over the chain link fence down the first base line, out of play, and the count is quickly 0-2. That foul ball brought to you by Napa Auto Parts with locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. You're always covered if a foul ball does damage to your car. Visit www.napaalaska.com for more information. 0-2. Upstairs at the eyes for a ball 1-2. On July 19th, the last regular season game for the Miners, Carlson went 2 for 4, as mentioned. That was his fourth multi-hit game of the season. Playing third base today, as he usually does for the Miners. The 1-2 pitch on the way, waved at and missed on the fastball for strike three. Second straight strikeout for Tyler O'Clair as Justin Kirby looks to pick up Carlson here and get a rally going. Nobody on, one out here to start the top of the second inning. Justin Kirby stands in. Snapped an 0 for 14 slump in his last game with 2 hits. It was his first multi-hit game since July 6th as he looks to keep it going here. The Kent State Golden Flash and Alpharetta, Georgia native digs in as the first pitch to him misses low just below the knees for ball 1. Kirby had a season-high 3 hits and 3 runs back on June 11th against the Chinooks. As he awaits the 1-0, it's lined over towards second base. Patty McCormick plays it on the short hop, throws over to first in time for out number 2. A good read there at second base by Patty McCormick as he stayed patient and waited for the ball to drop in front of him and threw over to first for the second out of the inning. So 5 straight set down here by Tyler O'Clair to start this ball game.
And action is sponsored by Discovery's Health Recovery and Wellness Center. Now coming to the plate for the Miners, number 15, Aaron Walters.
Aaron Walters digs in. 6th hitting first baseman out of Kerrville, Texas, and Texas A&M. Digs in with an open stance in the left-handed batter's box, bat resting on the shoulders as he awaits the first pitch. It's a fastball painting the outside corner for a called strike one. As we can see by the American flag out in center field, there is a little bit of a breeze today blowing towards right center field, so the ball may have some extra carry to it out there. 0-1 pitch, a raking ball, misses outside, 1-1. Walters, 17 RBIs. He has an RBI in 6 of his last 7 games. O'Clair is ready from the windup. The 1-1 is fouled off the chain link fence, making up the backstop here, and the count is now 1-2. Nobody on base, 2 outs, still no score between the Miners and the Chinooks here, top of the second inning. Tyler O'Clair looking to set down the first 6 men he faces here to start this ball game. Aaron Walters looking to give the Miners their first hit. 1-2, waved and a missed for strike 3. 6 batters, 3 strikeouts, as Tyler O'Clair working strong here through his first 2 innings as the side is retired. Miners go 1-2-3 in the top half of inning number 2. Kyler Busch back out onto the mound for the Miners as he looks to put up another goose egg here. Bottom of the second coming up. Still no score between the Miners and the Chinooks. Bottom of the second inning here at Lee Jordan Field. Still no score between the Miners and the Chinooks as the first pitch from Kyler Bush to Ethan English paints the inside corner for a called strike one. 5, 6, 7 due up for John Gross Chinooks here in the bottom of the second. Kyler Bush working quickly as he deals 0-1. It's grounded over to third. Tanner Carlson is up with it. Throws over to first in plenty of time for out number one. Chalk it up as 5-3 if you're keeping score at home. Good reflexes there by Tanner Carlson at the hot corner. Throw over to Aaron Walters is in time. 2 pitches, 1 out for Kyler Bush here to start this bottom of the second, as that'll bring up the 6th hitting DH, Daniel Freeman. Freeman currently working on a 5-game hit streak. As he stands in, awaiting the first pitch from Kyler Bush. It's hit in the air and well out to left center field, but should be playable for Eric Webb in the gap as he settles underneath it, makes the catch for out number 2. So Kyler Bush working quickly and efficiently here in this bottom of the second inning. 3 pitches, 2 outs, as he'll look to set this Chinook 5, 6, 7 down. 1, 2, 3 here in this bottom of the second inning. And Nick, I'm thinking Joe Brazil might wait and see a couple of pitches here to try to work the pitch count after the first 2 batters were just set down on 3 pitches.
Yeah, we'll see, but Bush is working very efficiently, getting the swing early on the count.
And Brazil bounces one over to short. Up with it is Caden Hogan. Throws over to first base. It's offline to the left, but good job by Aaron Walters to apply the tag before Brazil could reach the base to retire the side. 4 pitches, 3 outs for Kyler Bush in the bottom of the second inning. That is working quickly and efficiently, ladies and gentlemen, as Bush sets him down. 1, 2, 3 go the Chinooks. We're through 2. Still no score. I'll throw it over to Nick Phelan for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings of this one. Miners coming to bat, top of the 3rd when we return.
Sam Thompson to get us started here in the top of the 3rd inning here at Lee Jordan Field on a gorgeous afternoon for some baseball. Clear skies and in the low 70s. Doesn't get better than that here in Chugiak. Sam Thompson to get us started. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Miners here in the top of the 3rd. A scoreless ball game with only 1 hit through 2 innings, as Tyler Auclair on the mound gets his sign, and the first pitch is on his way to Sam Thompson, as that's grounded over to shortstop Pate Fullerton. He makes the play, throws over to first in time for out number 1. So going from the bottom half of the second inning to the top of the 3rd, a lot of first pitch swinging, as this game is moving pretty quickly so far.
Well, both pitchers have been all over the strike zone in this game, giving these hitters plenty to swing at, as they're not really been able to connect on the ball too much here early in these counts. We'll see what Matt Palmer can do for the Miners, and if he can be the first base runner for the Green Machine here this afternoon.
First pitch on its way to him, misses low for ball 1. The count moves to 1-0. Matt Palmer up at the plate, coming off the day yesterday of where he had to pitch 2 innings for the Miners against the adult All-Stars. All position players were pitching in that one, as the 1-0 pitch from Auclair on its way will miss low, and the count moves to 2-0. Matt Palmer, Caden Hogan were both pitching in that ball game, both in the lineup today, as Auclair gets set and ready on the mound, as the 2-0 pitch on its way to Palmer misses low again for ball 3. And the count moves in Palmer's favor at 3-0. No runs on no hits and no errors for the Miners so far in this game. No runs 1 hit in, no errors for the Chinooks so far, as the 3-0 pitch on its way is in there for a called strike one. 3-1 is the count to Palmer. As Palmer sets in the right-handed batter's box. Eau Claire looks in, kicks and deals the 3-1 as that's grounded foul, and the count will go full. So Palmer able to work the count deep to Eau Claire on the mound. After a first pitch swinging ground out by Thompson for the first out of the inning. Eau Claire shakes, agrees with the first sign, the 3-2 pitch on its way, swung on and missed for strike 3. 4th strikeout swinging on the day for Eau Claire on the mound. And now Caden Hogan will come up to the plate. So Eau Claire working through the Miners' order very efficiently, knocking them all down. As the Miners are 8 up, 8 down so far, as Hogan stands in ready for the first offering from Eau Claire. Eau Claire on the mound, kicks and deals the first pitch as a swung on and missed for strike 1.
And Eau Claire's had a lot of zip on that fastball today. These Miners hitters have not been able to catch up with it. As you said, 4 strikeouts through his first 8 batters. Eau Claire working very efficiently. Been a pitcher's duel to this point.
0-1 pitch from Eau Claire on the way. Misses outside. Try to frame it is J. Paul Fullerton behind the plate, unable to get the strike from the home plate umpire. So the count leaving up at 1-1. As Eau Claire toes the mound for the 1-1 pitch. As that's popped up right behind us for a souvenir for a fan, and the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Caden Hogan started the season off not doing well at the plate. In these past few ball games, though, he has worked his way, getting a lot of hits and a lot of walks, as the 1-2 pitch on its way will miss outside for ball 2, and the count will go to 2-2. Hogan has had a much better eye at the plate. He's been working counts deep and getting walks, as the 2-2 offering from Eau Claire on his way misses upstairs, and the count will go full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. A scoreless ball game between the Chinooks and the Miners, as this is a double header ball game, so there will be 7 innings apiece. Eau Claire ready on the mound, the 3-2 offering on its way, grounded right past the Patty McCormick at second for a single, so Hogan in for the Miners' first hit of the ball game, which will bring up Kobe Boulware up to the plate. Boulware popped up in the first inning as the Miners get their first base runner on the evening. Boulware stands in. Hogan 5 for 5 with stolen bases on the season for the Miners, as the first pitch to Boulware misses for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, and 2 outs. Caden Hogan stands in at first. Colby Boulware at the plate, and Tyler Eau Claire for the Chinooks on the mound. As Eau Claire looks in, the 1-0 pitch on its way is in there for a called strike 1. The count leaving up at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs, as both teams so far on the game have 1 hit apiece. Eau Claire looks in on the mound. The right-handed pitcher gets set and ready. The 1-1 offering on its way misses for ball 2. Righty on righty matchup between Tyler Eau Claire and Colby Boulware. 2-1 is your count with Boulware at the plate. As a quick pickoff throw to first, as Hogan's able to get back safely. Boulware 0 for 1 on the day stands in with a runner on first. Eau Claire gets set and ready at the belt. The 2-1 pitch misses upstairs for ball 3, and Boulware works it to a hitter's count. Miners looking to 2-out rally here and potentially get the game's first run. Boulware stands in with a 3-1 count. Hogan gets his lead off of first. Eau Claire gets his sign on the mound. Eau Claire looks in ready with the 3-1 pitch. As that's popped up down the first base line, that'll go foul and out of play. and the count will go full. Hogan running on the pitch, full count, 2 outs. Here in the top of the 3rd inning. Still a scoreless ball game with Colby Boulware standing in at the plate. Boulware gets set and ready in the right-handed batter's box. Eau Claire gets set and ready on the mound. Hogan's running on the pitch as the 3-2 offering on its way misses way inside for ball 4. And Boulware will take first, putting runners on first and second for Cody Huffin at the plate. Cody Huff comes in to hit here. Tyler Eau Claire struggling now to get the 3rd out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Miners standing with with runners on first and second. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Scoreless ball game, 2 outs for Cody Huff at the plate. The Scottsdale, Arizona native gets set and ready in the right-handed batter's box. Eau Claire gets ready on the mound. Hogan and Boulware both get their lead off of first and second. The first offering to Huff misses upstairs for ball 1. And the pitching coach for the Chinooks is going to call time here and have a word with Tyler Eau Claire on the mound. Now, Brandon, 2 outs now here in the inning. Runners on first and second. Miners' first signs of life in this ball game. How is Cody Huff standing at the plate going to keep this rally going and potentially get an RBI here?
Well, if you're Cody Huff, you just witnessed a walk there of Kobe Boulware, so I'd see a strike here and then just wait for your pitch. Really, that's all you can do. I mean, just trust the approach that you've had over these last couple of games, because Cody Huff's been red hot at the plate. 10 hits over his last 5 contests. Looks to keep it going here and put the Miners on the board. As like you said, first sign of life this offense has had all afternoon. We'll see if they can take advantage.
Runners first and second for the Miners. 2 outs. Cody Huff stands in at the plate. Eau Claire just got to talk with his pitching coach as the 1-0 pitch on its way is in there for a called strike 1. So the pitching coach fixed the issue for Eau Claire, it appears, as the first pitch after was a called strike 1. Count evens up at 1-1. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. Eau Claire kicks and deals the 1-1 pitch as that's line to center field. Running in is Jess Davis as he's able to make the catch for out number 3. So Miners will leave runners on first and second. 1 hit, no errors, and no runs scored as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Kyler Bush out on the mound as the score remains tied at 0-0. Kyler Bush stands in on the mound here in the top of the 3rd inning. Scoreless ball game at 0-0 as the first pitch. Bunting is Patty McCormick as Kyler fields it, throws on to first, not in time. As Patty McCormick getting a little sneaky to start things off here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning with a little sneaky bunt. Kyler Bush fields it, but the throw to first not in time as the Chinooks get an early base runner with Pate Fullerton coming up to the plate.
And we witnessed last game here against the Chinooks. The Chinooks laid down 2 bunt singles in a row late in the ball game last time. Their 8 and 9 hitters, whoever they have on normally, is guys like Patty McCormick, Trevor Cho, Pate Fullerton. They're not afraid to lay down those bunts here and catch the infield napping. We saw it right there with McCormick getting a bunt single.
McCormick stands in at first, Fullerton in at the plate as Bush will throw down to first on the pickoff attempt, but not successful as McCormick is back in time to first base. So McCormick stands in on first. No outs here in the bottom of the third. Pate Fullerton in the left-handed batter's box, lefty on lefty matchup as Bush looking over to first, not as Pate Fullerton tried to bunt there, unsuccessful as that ball will go right by his bat, and the count will go to no balls and 1 strike. So Fullerton attempted to try to move Patty McCormick over to second on that last pitch. We'll see what he's doing here with the 0-1 offering. Bush gets his sign on the mound, looks over to McCormick at first. And Bush will throw back over to keep McCormick honest over on the first base bag. Bush coming off a 4-pitch second inning, as keeping his pitch count low will keep him going long in this ball game. And talking to the bullpen crew before the game, that's going to be very helpful in not only winning this ball game, but winning a lot down the road as the bullpen is stretched thin due to multiple injuries. No balls, 1 strike, and no outs as the 0-1 offering on its way. No bunt shown by Pate Fullerton as that ball will miss outside, and the count will even up at 1-1.
And this is a Chinooks team that likes to run too, so good job here by Kyler Bush being thorough, throwing over a couple times at Patty McCormick. He's got some good speed. A lot of these infielders do for the Chinooks. They like to play small ball with the bottom of their order, as we see as they lay down bunts here. 1-1 pitch fouled off.
Fouled off down the third base line, out of play. Moves the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes with no outs. McCormick stands in at first. Fullerton at the plate. Lefty on lefty matchup. Kyler Bush with the 1-2 pitch. Checked his swing as Pate Fullerton, but able to bring it back in time as the count will even up at 2-2. As Bush stands in with the 2-2 count. Getting his lead off of first is Patty McCormick. He reached on a bunt where he was able to beat the out at first. Bush steps off the mound, retoes it, and gets set and ready for the 2-2 offering. Bush stands in ready at the belt. Will throw back over to first on the pickoff attempt. Back in time is Patty McCormick, but always a threat to steal, as Pate Fullerton stands in ready at the plate. Two-two offering from Bush on the way. McCormick goes, and that ball will be fouled up out of play, and the count will remain 2-2. Bush stands in ready on the mound. Pate Fullerton stands in at the plate. 2-2 pitch. Bush looks over. The 2-2 offering on its way is in there for a called strike 3. So a big out there to get the first guy out of the inning with a runner on first.
And that slider is nasty. A lot of late movement on it there. There's not much you can do as a left-handed hitter with that ball coming right at you, and then at the last minute, boom, it's on the inside corner for a called strike 3. Great pitching by Kyler Bush to win the battle there and get a big out number 1.
Mason Corbett now up at the plate. 1 for 1 on the day with the game's first hit, with a leadoff single in the first. As Bush stands in on the mound, the first offering to Corbett on its way misses upstairs for ball 1. Second strikeout on the day to Pate Fullerton, as Bush worked through the lineup the first time around very efficiently and very well. As the second offering on its way to Corbett misses for ball 2. Bush steps in on the mound, looks in to Mason Corbett in the box. Another lefty on lefty matchup. As Bush looks over to first multiple times, and Corbett will call time. Gets another few practice swings as Mason Corbett at the plate. And he steps in, ready for the 2-0 offering. Bush collects himself on the mound. Looks over to McCormick at first as the 2-0 pitch on its way will miss upstairs for ball 3. And Corbett works the count to 3-0. Corbett stands in, ready at the plate. Kyler Bush on the mound for the Miners as the 3-0 offering misses outside for ball 4. And the Chinooks will have runners on first and second. So the Chinooks are getting things going here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning, threatening to score the game's first run. As Jess Davis stands in at the plate, he popped up in the 1st. And we'll see what he can do here in the 3rd inning with runners on first and second, 1 out. As this game is starting to pick up here in the 3rd inning. Miners left runners on first and second. Chinooks now standing in here at the bottom of the 3rd inning with runners on first and second as the first offering to Davis is fouled down the first base line.
And middle infield is in double play def here, but that's a very tough turn with how fast Jess Davis gets down the line. Leads the league in stolen bases. Good foot speed here, as we'll see if they can turn 2 on a hard hit ground ball. The ball will have to be hit very hard for them to get a twin killing.
As Kyler Bush stands in with an 0-1 count. Dancing over at second is McCormick as the 0-1 pitch is in there for a called strike 2. 4 straight balls walked Mason Corbett, but Kyler Bush not fazed by that as the first 2 pitches he throws to Jess Davis is both strikes. As Bush stands in, collects himself, readies himself on the mound, looks over to McCormick at second as the 0-2 offering on its way misses outside. Try to get him swinging, but unsuccessful as Jess Davis keeps the bat on his shoulder and the count moves to 1-2. McCormick gets his lead off of first. Corbett gets his lead off of first as the 1-2 offering on its way is grounded over to Bulwer at second. He'll just throw over to first to get the second out of the inning and let the other runners advance to second and third. So Davis down on the 4-3 ground out for the second out of the inning, but Corbett and Patty McCormick will move to second and third as a single here could put the Chinooks up 2-0. 2 outs though with J. Paul Fullerton in at the plate.
For your Chinooks, number 23, J. Paul Fullerton.
As Fullerton steps in, he struck out in the 1st inning and comes in a big situation with runners on second and third. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. As the first offering is in there for a called strike 1 as the southpaw from Washington State, Kyler Bush, is trying to get himself out of a jam here. Fullerton stands in at the plate as Bush raised himself on the mound. 0-1 offering on his way, and that's in there for another called strike 2. Bush getting way ahead in the count now to Fullerton at no balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. Chinooks threatening with runners on second and third. As Myers looking to just get 1 more out to get them out of this jam. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Kyler Bush ready with the 0-2 offering as that misses upstairs. Good positioning by Sam Thompson to keep that in front of him as that pitch missed way upstairs. And the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs to J. Paul Fullerton at the plate. The 1-2 offering on its way is popped up down the 3rd baseline, but that will go out of play. And Miners are not able to make a play on that one as the count will remain 1 ball to 2 strikes. Miners in Chugiak today for a doubleheader. Tomorrow they'll be back at Herman Brothers Field for a big game against the Anchorage Bucks. As Kyler Bush stands in with a 1-2 pitch, as that will miss outside. 2's on the board here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs as the throw to home, not in time, as a sneaky move by Patty McCormick. As Kyler Bush was walking back to the pitcher's mound, McCormick broke for home as he was able to score. So Chinooks doing some sneaky moves to get a run across in the bottom of the third inning. Corbett stands in at third now as the 2-2 pitch from Bush on its way, swung on and missed for strike 3. So the Chinooks will get one across on a sneaky play by Patty McCormick to steal home. Don't see that often nowadays, but they will get one across on one hit. They will leave a runner on. No errors as we go to the top of the fourth. Chinooks lead 1-0. Eric Webb to get things going here in the top of the fourth inning as the Chinooks took a 1-0 lead in the bottom half of the third inning on a stolen base to home, as the first pitch to Eric Webb will miss inside for ball 1. 1-0 is the count on a gorgeous afternoon for some baseball here in Chugiak. Clear skies. That might be the first time in a couple days that it hasn't been a little hazy out, as the 1-0 pitch has popped up right behind us, and the count will go 1-1. Eric Webb stands in here, leads the AVL in average, as the 1-1 offering from Tyler Eau Claire on its way and is rocked down the first base line. Running back is Mason Corbett, and that ball's gone. So a leadoff home run by Eric Webb to get things going for the Miners. As Webb will round third, David Dennis giving him a big high five, as the ball game is now tied at 1 apiece. As Webb will tie things up at 1-1. Doesn't get a better start than that here in the top of the fourth, and as the Chinooks lead does not last long, and the Miners tied up at 1-1. At first, I did not think that had a chance. Did you think that was out of here, Brandon?
Well, it was kind of similar to that one walk-off grand slam that he had in Herman Brothers Field. It didn't look like a home run off the bat. Looked like just a fly ball to right field, but as we saw, it had a little bit extra carry to it. Again, there was a wind blowing out to right field at the start of this game. Maybe that helped a little bit, but nonetheless, 4th home run of the season for Webb, and we've got ourselves a tie ball game.
Tanner Carlson now stands in at a tie ball game at 1-1 as he stands in with a 1-1 count. Carlson at the plate. He's 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout in the second inning as the 1-1 pitch misses upstairs for ball 2, and 2-1 is now the count. So Tyler Eau Claire looked unhittable through 2 innings as he actually brought the Miners to not allowing a single hit through 2 2/3 of an inning. But with 2 outs in the bottom of the top of the third, Miners were able to get some base runners and threatened to score, but Eau Claire was able to work his way out of it. First batter of the top of the 4th, solo shot, and now is struggling to close out Tanner Carlson with a 2-2 count. Eau Claire stands in, 2-2 pitch on its way, is driven to shortstop Pate Fullerton. He makes the play, throws over to first in time for out number 1.
And the second time around in the order, these Miners hitters, I think, are starting to time up Eau Claire a little better. That first time around, the Miners hadn't seen Eau Claire in a while, so weren't quite able to time up his fastball. But even on that last play, Carlson, a good line drive to short. Unfortunately, a ground out for him, but still, the Miners starting to make more contact now. First time around, Eau Claire breezed through, but this time, not so much. A home run by Webb, and you'll live with that at bat for Carlson. A line drive for allowed out number 1.
Justin Kirby stands in at the plate. First offering to him is in there for a called strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out to Kirby at the plate. Mirror image for runs, hits, and errors for both teams on the day so far. 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors for the Miners. 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors for the Chinooks. 1-1 is the count to Justin Kirby in at the plate as Eau Claire kicks and deals the 1-1 offering. That bounces off the dirt, and the count moves to 2-1. Kirby 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out to second as the ABL Home Run Derby champion stands in with a 2-1 count. As that ball is popped up down the first base line, but that will go foul, now to play, and the count will remain. We'll move to 2-2. Nobody on, 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. As the 2-2 pitch from Eau Claire on its way is in there for a called strike 3. Kirby down on strikes will bring up Aaron Walters to the plate.
Coming to the plate for the Miners, number 15, Aaron Walters.
5th strikeout on the day for Eau Claire on the mound. Eau Claire stands in and ready. First pitch to Aaron Walters at the plate, as that will miss outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs to Aaron Walters at the plate. As Eau Claire stands in ready. 1-0 offering on its way is fouled right off J. Paul Fullerton behind home plate, and the count leaving up at 1-1. Nobody on, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Things got started with a bang with Eric Webb, a leadoff home run to tie things up at 1-1. His family just got into town last night too, so they were able to see an Eric Webb home run while they were here, bringing the good luck as the 1-1 pitch is in there for a called strike 2. One and 2 is the count as the righty on lefty matchup between Eau Claire and Walters with the 1-2 pitch is in there for a called strike 3 to send Walters back to the dugout. So Miners get 1 hit, but that 1 hit being an Eric Webb solo home run to lead things off. They'll get 1 run, no hits, 1 hit, and no errors as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Miners and Chinooks tied at 1. Hayden Keller to stand in here to lead things off in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Miners and Chinooks tied at 1 apiece as Hayden Keller stands in 0 for 1 on the day with a fly out to right field on a gorgeous afternoon for some baseball here in downtown Chugiak. Kyler Busch stands in, ready, kicks and deals the first offering, and that is in there for a called strike 1. Busch stands in ready with the 0-1 as that ball misses outside for ball 1. 1-1 is the count. Chinooks had a late night thriller last night, going in 12 innings against the Oilers. As they were unable to win that one, the Oilers were able to come across and steal that win from them. As the Chinooks and Oilers are both looking to secure that 4th playoff spot, with the Chinooks in 5th, Oilers in 4th. Pilots now red hot with 2 straight wins against the Bucks. And then the 1-2 offering from Kyler Busch is swung on and missed for strike 3. And a strikeout from Kyler Busch to get things going here in the bottom of the 4th. As the Pilots stand in 3rd place, and then the Matsu Miners in 2nd with the Anchorage Bucks in 1st. Miners are now trying to crawl back and secure that 1st place spot in these last couple ball games. As the first pitch to Ethan English is in there for a called strike 1. Miners now 3 games back from 1st place, with the Pilots beating the Bucks back-to-back. Miners are able to creep a little closer to that 1st place spot as the 0-1 pitch misses outside for ball 1. 1-1 is the count. One pitch on the way to English, as that will miss outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. Nobody on here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. 4, 5, and 6 due up here in this inning as the 2-1 pitch from Busch on its way will miss upstairs, and English works his way to a hitter's count at 3-1. 3-1 offering from Busch on the way. As that has popped up. Running back is Eric Webb. He's going back, and unable to make the catch, but that will bounce up against the wall, and English is in there with a double. Ball crushed to left center field. Webb unable to track it down and make the catch, as that will bounce up against the wall, putting Ethan English in at 2nd. They'll mark that a hit, not an error, against Eric Webb. So English stands in at 2nd with Daniel Freeman up at the plate. Freeman stands in. First offering on its way, swung on and tipped right back into Sam Thompson's mitt behind the plate, and the count quickly goes to no balls and 1 strike. Kyler Busch looks in, gets his sign with his dangling arm, and he stands in with an 0-1 count. Collects himself, ready at the belt. The 0-1 pitch misses upstairs for ball 1, and the count moves to 1-1. Ethan English with a 1-out double puts himself at 2nd. Kyler Busch on the mound, pitching to Daniel Freeman at the plate. 1-1 offering to him on the way. Grounded over to 3rd. Tanner Carlson makes the play. Moves the runner back to 2nd. Throws over to 1st in time for the 2nd out of the inning. So a good play there by Carlson at the hot corner to keep the runner at 2nd and get the 2nd out of the inning. Joe Brazil now stands in with 2 outs. The runner in scoring position. And a tied 1-1 ball game here in Chugiak. Busch ready. First offering to Brazil on the way. In there for a called strike 1. Kyler Busch working fast here. Already ready with the 2nd pitch. 0-1 offering on the way. As that misses low and the count leaving up at 1-1. Patty McCormick stands in on deck. He's singled in the 3rd inning. If it will come to him in this situation. As Bush collects himself. 1-1 pitch on the way. As the curveball is in there for a called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Bush stands in ready. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled straight back. And the count will remain 1-2. Kyler Bush gets his sign, collects himself on the mound. As the 1-2 pitch on his way, swung on and missed for out number 3. So Chinooks get 1 runner on a hit. They'll leave him on no errors and no runs scored as we head to the top of the 5th. Miners 1, Chinooks 1. Seven, 8, 9 hitters due up for the Miners here in the top of the 5th as the first pitch will go off of J. Paul Fullerton's glove behind the plate, and the count will move as that ball is fouled, and the count will move to no balls. 1 strike to Thompson at the plate. Eau Claire working in his 5th inning of work has allowed 1 run on 2 hits as the 0-1 pitch will miss inside for ball 1. The count leaving up at 1-1. Thompson, Matt Palmer, and Caden Hogan all due up in this inning as the 1-1 pitch from Tyler Eau Claire misses inside for ball 2. Chinooks after this game will move down to Anchorage tomorrow as they will face off against the Pilots at 7:10 Alaskan time as the 2-1 pitch from Eau Claire will be in there for a called strike 2. After that, they'll go back down to Anchorage for a game against the Bucks. Then they'll have a day off on Wednesday and on Thursday back in Anchorage against the Pilots. So they'll be heading down to Anchorage multiple times this week as the 2-2 pitch is fouled straight back right here in the press box, as that would have probably gone in and messed some stuff up if the fence right in front of us wasn't there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. No outs here in the top of the 5th as the 2-2 pitch misses upstairs for ball 3, and the count moves to 3-2 to Sam Thompson. Sam Thompson and Tyler LeBrun have a special relationship on the team, as Tyler LeBrun said that he's one of the funniest guys on the team and is a good guy to joke around about, as the 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3 for out number 1. 3rd straight strikeout for Tyler Eau Claire on the mound. 7th on the day through 4 1/3 of an inning. Matt Palmer stands in. He struck out in the 3rd inning as he'll try to get things going for the Miners here in the top of the 5th. Eau Claire collects himself on the mound, kicks and deals the first offering as that swung on and missed for strike 1. Matt Palmer stands in ready. 0-1 pitch on the way as the off-speeder's in there for a called strike 2. Eau Claire gets ahead early with no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Miners and Chinooks tied at 1 through 4 innings as the 0-2 pitch on its way is fouled straight back and almost hits our camera just right in front of us. So sorry if it made a few viewers flinch back home, as it definitely made me flinch with the fence in front of us. 0-2 pitch on the way, grounded down the third base line, but that will stay foul, and the count will move to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Oh and 2 is the count. 1 out. Tyler Eau Claire kicking and dealing the 0-2 pitches. That's bounced. And the count will go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. As the 1-2 pitch on its way, swung on and missed for strike 3. Matt Palmer striking out for the 2nd time on the day. 4th strikeout in the row for Tyler Eau Claire, with Caden Hogan coming up to the dish. So Eau Claire, after giving up that home run, has sit down 5 straight and struck out 4 of them, as he's really feeling good about his pitches right now, as the first pitch to Caden Hogan misses for ball 1. Hogan, 1 of the 2 Miners hits so far on the ball game. He singled in the 3rd inning as he stands in here in the top of the 5th. 1-0 pitch on the way, in there for a called strike 1. Count evens up at 1-1. Nobody on, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Eau Claire has been dealing this past inning, as the 1-1 offering on its way popped up, but that will go out of play, and the count will move to 1 ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch from Eau Claire, grounded up the middle. Running through is the shortstop Pate Fullerton. He makes the play, throw to first, not in time, as the ball was thrown on time, to Ethan English at first, but his foot went off the bag, as the first base umpire says, and that will go down as an error. So Hogan advances to first on the error, as the Miners are trying to get a little 2-out rally going here again, like they did in the 3rd inning. Colby Bulwer stands in at the plate, as Eau Claire will fire down to first to Caden Hogan. Hogan back in time. Hogan, a speedy runner when he gets to first. He's 5 for 5 on the season with stolen bases, as Eau Claire locks in. First pitch on the way to Colby Bulwer, grounded up to second baseman. Second baseman Patty McCormick will just step on second for the 3rd out of the inning. And that'll be your top of the 5th. Miners get 1 runner on an error. They'll leave him on no hits, no runs scored, and we head to the bottom of the 5th. Miners 1, Chinooks 1. Kyler Busch coming in for his 5th inning of work here in this ball game. As the first pitch to Patty McCormick runs inside for ball 1. 1-0 is the count to McCormick at the plate. McCormick 1 for 1 on the day with a single in the 3rd, and he later scored the game's first run as the 1-0 pitch is fouled straight back, and the count will even up at 1-1. Bottom of this 5th of this doubleheader game. This is game 1 in a 7-inning matchup as the 1-1 pitch from Busch on its way misses just outside for ball 2. As the 2-1 offering on its way looped down the third base line, but that will go foul, and the count will even up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to McCormick at the plate. 2-2 offering on its way, misses in the dirt for ball 3, and the count will go full to McCormick. Busch stands in, locked and ready. Payoff pitch on the way, as that's in there for a called strike 3. McCormick knew it right away as he started walking back to the third base dugout before the home plate umpire could even call strike 3. So McCormick down looking on strikes. Second in a row. Second strikeout in the row for Kyler Busch, as it brings up Pete Fullerton. Fullerton struck out looking in the 3rd as the first pitch to him on the way is in there for a called strike 1. Beautiful off-speed pitch by Kyler Busch, starting up very inside and landing right over the plate on the inside part of the plate as another off-speeder in there for a called strike 2. So he's working those pitches well to get ahead to Pete Fullerton. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 0-2 pitch from Busch on the way is grounded to Caden Hogan at short. He feels it, makes the play, throw it in the first in time for out number 2. Top of the lineup now for the Chinooks. Mason Corbett stands in at the plate. He reached successfully in both plate appearances. Singled in the 1st and walked in the 3rd. 1 for 1 on today's ball game. As he stands in ready in the left-handed batter's box, lefty on lefty matchup. Kyler Busch stands in ready, kicks and deals the first offering to him, as that's in there for a called strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch from Busch on the way. Hits the outside part of the plate beautifully for strike 2. And Busch is working the strike zone very well so far in the 5th. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 pitch from Busch on the way, fouled out of play. And the count will remain 0-2. Jess Davis stands in on deck if it were to come to him, as the 0-2 pitch on the way from Busch is grounded down the first base line. Aaron Walters makes the play and will step on first for the 3rd out of the inning. So mark that down as a 3 unassisted, as 3 up, 3 down for the Chinooks brings us into the top of the 6th. I'm sending it over to Brandon Monty for the 6th and 7th inning to close out this ball game. Miners and Chinooks tied at 1-1.
Cody Huff's going to lead things off in the top of the sixth for the Mat-Su Miners. 2-3-4 coming up for the Green Machine as they are tied with the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks 1-1 going into the sixth inning of what should be a 7-inning game, but it is a tie game, so we could see extras. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Brandon Monty with you alongside Nick Velan here on YouTube Live. First pitch to Cody Huff is grounded in between third and short, and it skips into left field for a base hit. So Cody Huff gets a base knock. Continues to stay hot at the plate, and on one pitch, the Miners have a base runner standing at first. Nobody down. Here to start the top of the sixth for Eric Webb.
At the plate for the Miners, number 2, Eric Webb.
Eric Webb responsible for the only Miners run of the day so far this afternoon, with a solo home run back in the top of the fourth inning that ties things at 1, and that's how the game stands still here in the sixth. Huff gets his lead from first. Webb is ready with his bat resting against his right shoulder. The first pitch to him misses low from Tyler Auclair for ball 1. Tyler Auclair, last time pitching against the Miners back on July 1st, went 2 2/3 innings, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Has pitched well this year against Mat-Su as he throws over to first base. Cody Huff dives back in safely with a head-first slide. Identical numbers on the box score for both teams so far here today. 1 run, 3 hits, and 1 error for both squads. Middle infield playing in double play depth. Second baseman Patty McCormick shading to his right towards the bag at second base. The 1-0 pitch, a breaking ball that Webb was way out in front of for strike 1. Miners enter today's ball game an even 9-9 on the road this season. 12-4 at Herman Brothers Field. Looking to bring their road record to positive here as Auclair throws a sidearm throw over to first base, and Huff dives back in safely again. Huff on the year, 1 stolen base in 1 attempt. Gets a 2.5-step lead off the bag at first. Auclair comes set at the belt, and now throws back over for the 3rd time, and Huff once again dives back in safely. For the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks, Chugiak has not proved to be much of an advantage for them this year. They are 3-14 at home compared to 8-10 on the road. 1-1 the count. Runner at first, no out. Webb squares to bunt as he hits it off his bat over the chain link fence down the first base line, foul, so the count is now 1-2.
Yeah, good thought by Webb just to try to sneak that in there too with the infield playing a little back. Might try to sneak that on there. If not be safe at first, he would still move the runner over to second. So all around a good thought by him, but unable to get it down.
Tyler Auclair is ready. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, just lined foul down the left field line. Webby out in front of that one as the ball kicks over towards the Chinooks bullpen out in the left field corner, and the count remains 1-2. A steady breeze blowing out towards right center field, as we see by the American flag just posted past the center field fence. Still a beautiful day here. Temperature in the low 70s. Barely a cloud in the sky. A gorgeous Sunday for baseball as the 1-2 pitch to Webb misses. That one was at about eye level, and the count's now 2-2. Other action in the Alaska Baseball League. The Anchorage Glacier Pilots currently leading the Anchorage Bucks in Game 3 of the Anchorage Mayor's Cup, a 3-game series between the Pilots and the Bucks. The Pilots looking for the sweep. They're up 2-0 in the top of the 4th. Auclair is ready. Count is even 2-2. Gives Huff a couple of looks, now throws over for the 4th time, and Huff once again dives back in safely. If the Miners were to win and the result in Anchorage still stands, then the Miners would be 2 games out of first place. The Anchorage Glacier Pilots currently sitting 2 games out of second, where the Miners are currently at in the standings. 2-2 pitch on the way to Webb. Breaking ball bounced over towards short. Pate Fullerton dives, stops it, throws over to second, but it's not in time. Good diving effort by Pate Fullerton in the hole at short, but Cody Huff was able to beat him to the bag at second. Eric Webb now in first. That's 2 straight hits for Mat-Su to start the top of the 6th inning. 4 now on the ball game for the Miners. And this is the Miners' chance to break things open here, top of the 6th. First and second, nobody down, and the cleanup hitting Tanner Carlson standing in.
Look for Carlson to possibly bunt here and move runners over to second and third, in this bunting situation for the Miners.
It is an ideal bunting situation. We see first baseman Ethan English playing on the grass of this turf infield as the first pitch to Carlson misses upstairs. He squared bunt but pulled it back 1-0. Carlson on the day 0 for 2. Struck out his first time around and then bounced out to short his last time. Stands back in with an open stance in the right-handed batter's box with the bat bouncing off his right shoulder. Auclair is ready, gives Huff a couple looks at second. Carlson squares again and is unable to get this one down as it's fouled 1-1. If he is able to get it down, the Miners could have 2 men in scoring position here with just 1 out. Justin Kirby waiting in the on-deck circle in front of the Miners dugout on the first base side. Carlson stands in. 10 runs on the season, 15 RBIs, 2 doubles, 1 stolen base. Looking for his first hit of this afternoon. Auclair is ready. The 6'5 righty comes set at the belt. The 1-1 pitch is a bunt, and it's back to the mound. Auclair bare hands throws over to first base in time to the second baseman, Patty McCormick, for out number 1. But Carlson does his job. The sacrifice bunt moves both base runners up 90 feet.
Batting for the Miners, number 6, Justin Kirby.
So the Miners now have 2 men in scoring position with 1 out. Eric Webb at second, Cody Huff at third, and coming up now is Justin Kirby with a chance to give the Miners the lead here late in this ball game. The entire infield for the Chinooks now starting to come in as we see shortstop Pate Fullerton trotting into the grass portion of this turf infield. Depending on where this ground ball is hit, the Chinooks will try to get the out at the plate. Kirby stands in, first pitch to him. Breaking ball misses low, good eye there by Kirby to watch it go by for ball 1. The Chinooks fell last night in extra innings here at Lee Jordan, 6-2 to the Peninsula Oilers in 12 innings. The Miners defeating the adult All-Stars 11-0 in Herman Brothers Field in an exhibition game. The 1-0 pitch, another breaking ball. This one in there on the inside corner for a called strike 1. One's across the board, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. In a 1-1 game, but the Miners are threatening to put up their first crooked numbers on the scoreboard since the top of the 4th. Infield still playing in. Auclair comes set. The 6'5 right-hander is ready and deals 1-1. Breaking ball upstairs, ball 2. Kirby has seen nothing but off-speed pitches here so far in this at-bat. We'll see how Auclair plans to attack him here down in the count 2-1. Auclair leans in, gives the nod to his catcher, J. Paul Fullerton. He's got the sign that he likes. 2-1 pitch. Waved at and missed on the fastball, strike 2. Auclair tried to entice Kirby with the upstairs fastball, trying to get him to chase, and he did, so the count's now 2-2. Still second and third, 1 out in a tie game, 1-1. The Miners have won the last 5 games when Justin Kirby has an RBI, and he's got a good opportunity to get 1 or possibly 2 here. Auclair takes a deep breath, the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball poked foul to the right side over the Miners dugout and out of play. That foul ball brought to you by Napa Auto Parts with locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. You're always covered if a foul ball does damage to your car. Visit www.napaalaska.com for more information. Aaron Walters waiting in the on-deck circle. Justin Kirby at the dish. The count's even 2-2. 6th pitch of the at-bat coming up between the 2 right-handers as Auclair is ready. The pitch, 2-2, is poked foul down the right field line over towards the Miners bullpen, and this one's going to get over the chain link fence out of play. So the count remains 2-2 as Kirby continues to battle and fight off some tough pitches. Both crowds encouraging their respective teams here. Good crowd on tap here today at Lee Jordan Field on what has turned out to be a beautiful Sunday afternoon for baseball here in the ABL. Kirby stands back in. The Kent State Golden Flash awaits the 2-2 pitch. And here it comes. Fastball popped in the air in foul ground behind the plate. J. Paul Fullerton runs after it, but he's not going to be able to get this one as it goes out of play. 3 straight pitches fouled out of play for Kirby as he continues to work this at-bat as the count remains 2-2. There is a left-hander getting loose in the Chinooks bullpen out in the left field corner. Few guys warming up for the Miners, but nobody throwing. Runners at second and third. First time today the Miners have had multiple men in scoring position. We'll see what they can make of it. 2-2 pitch again on its way is a breaking ball that nearly runs inside and gets Kirby, so the count's full, 3-2.
Yeah, after back-to-back fastballs from Eau Claire to get Kirby to foul him out of play, there he goes again with an off-speed pitch to try to throw him off, but that ran a little inside, so we'll see what he can do here. See if he goes off-speed or fastball against Kirby in this situation.
Kirby digs into the right-handed batter's box with an open stance. Tyler Eau Claire takes another deep breath. The 3-2 pitch on his way is a breaking ball that runs inside, and this one gets Kirby. It's a hit by pitch, and the bases are now juiced with one out. And coming up to bat is Aaron Walters. Walters on the day 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Looking to redeem himself here and give the Miners the lead. The corners now playing in on the infield for the Chinooks. The middle infield in double play depth, as now catcher J. Paul Fullerton as well as Chinooks pitching coach Chris Beck are headed out to the mound to have a conversation with Tyler Eau Claire.
Yeah, Eau Claire in that at-bat against Kirby, he was, placing his fastball really well in the strike zone, but Kirby was able to foul him off continuously. But on that off-speed pitches, he was working them really well early on in the count, but by the end of it, he was running them a little inside. So just a pitching coach probably coming out here to, work on placing that off-speed pitch right back where it should be, and possibly buying some time for the Chinooks bullpen to get a little more warm, as let's see Daniel Freeman is warming up out there in the Chinooks bullpen.
The talk between pitching coach Chris Beck and Tyler Eau Claire, concise on the mound as he gives him his instructions. Again, the corners playing in for the Chinooks. Middle infield in double play depth. Bases loaded, one out. First pitch to Aaron Walters on the way is poked foul. Over the press box, out of play, and the count is now 0-1. As we're hearing Let's Go Wildly chants from Miners fans and players as they're trying to help their first baseman deliver here, top of the 6th inning. Walters stands in the left-handed batter's box. Eau Claire comes set at the belt. 0-1 pitch is poked into center field. Jess Davis, the center fielder underneath it, man's in. Eau Claire ready, first pitch to him. Fastball misses inside for a ball, 1-0. Thompson on the day 0 for 2. Bounced out to short his first time around and then struck out in his last plate appearance. Thompson taps the plate a couple of times and gets ready in the batter's box. Eau Claire motions his arms in front of his chest and now comes set at the belt. 1-0 pitch is bounced over to short. Pate Fullerton backhands it, throws over to second base for the force out, and the side is retired. But the Miners get a run. A sacrifice fly from Aaron Walters gives the Green Machine a 2-1 lead entering the bottom of the 6th. Kyler Bush back out onto the mound. Chinooks coming to bat. Bottom of the 6th. It's 2-1 Miners. Kyler Busch back out on the mound in the bottom of the 6th for the Miners as they lead the Chinooks now 2-1 thanks to a sacrifice fly from Aaron Walters in the top half of the inning. We'll see if Kyler Busch can put up his 3rd straight goose egg here in the 6th. Jess Davis is going to lead things off for the Chinooks. Lefty on lefty matchup as the first pitch. Davis squares bunt, but it's tipped back into the catcher's mitt for strike 1. Miners have held Davis in check so far today, 0 for 2 with a pop out and a ground out. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball in there at the knees, called strike 2. Kyler Busch continues to locate his off-speed pitch very well, as the Chinooks hitters have not been able to do too much with that curveball. The 0-2 pitch on the way is poked foul to the left side over the press box, out of play, so the count remains 0-2. That foul ball brought to you by Napa Auto Parts, with locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. You're always covered if a foul ball does damage to your car. Visit www.napaalaska.com. As the 0-2 pitch on the way, breaking ball hit high in the air to right field. Justin Kirby is drifting to his left, settles underneath it, makes the catch for a routine out number 1. So Davis now 0 for 3 on the day. Kyler Busch sets him down on 4 pitches for the first out of the inning, as that will bring up Davis's teammate at the University of Alabama Birmingham, J. Paul Fullerton. Fullerton 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts today. Busch has got the best of him through his first 2 plate appearances. We'll see if that can continue for the left-hander here. Busch is ready. The first pitch on the way. Fastball just missing outside for a ball, 1-0. And Nick, we've noticed today the home plate umpire giving some leeway on that outside corner for the pitchers.
Yeah, and Kyler Busch has recognized that, and he's been really, working that outside part of the plate really effectively through his first 5 innings of work. And now going into the 6th inning of work, he's tried those last 2 pitches on the outside part of the plate. Wasn't strikes, but, really setting himself up for some good at-bats for this rest of the 6th inning.
2-0 pitch in there. Fastball outside corner. Good locating by Busch. It's 2-1. Busch stands in. Glove about halfway over his face. He's ready. Goes into his windup. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball just misses low for ball 3. Good pitch. Tough one to lay off for Fullerton, but he did. And the count in the hitter's favor, 3-1. 3-1 pitch. Popped high in the air towards short. Tanner Carlson calls off the shortstop, Kate Nogan. He says he's got it, and he does for the 2nd out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down for the Chinooks here in the bottom of the 6th. Both on flyouts, one to right field and then a pop out over towards short that Tanner Carlson corralled. So 2 down, nobody on for Hayden Keller.
And Kyler Busch sitting down 7 in a row after giving up a double. So great short-term memory loss from Busch on the mound to really knock these batters down.
Hayden Keller stands in. First pitch to him. Sliced foul to the left side, out of play as it heads over the Chinooks dugout on the third base side, and the count now 0-1. Keller previously with the Muck Dogs Baseball Club in Nevada, playing for the Chinooks this summer. The 0-1 pitch, a fastball in there on the outside corner, and Kyler Busch showing good command here as he's done all afternoon. He's got Keller quickly down in the count, 0-2, 1 strike away from getting out of this inning unscathed. 0-2. Strike 3, looking good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Busch sets down Keller on 3 straight pitches for the 3rd out of the inning. Kyler Busch makes quick work of the heart of this Chugiak-Eagle River Chinook order, sets him down 1-2-3, including a strikeout looking to end the bottom half of the 6th. We're going into the 7th. Miners lead the Chinooks 2-1. top of the 7th here at Lee Jordan Field as the first pitch to Matt Palmer poked into right center field in the air. Underneath it is the right fielder Mason Corbett, battles the sun and makes the catch for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out for the Miners to start the top of the 7th inning as Matt Palmer flies out to right and Caden Hogan will now stand in. Hogan has base in both of his plate appearances on the day, but is 1 for 2, singled his first time around, and then reached on an error his last plate appearance. First pitch to him, fastball on the lower outside part of the plate for strike 1. New pitcher on the mound for the Chinooks here in the 7th. Tyler O'Clair's day is finished, and I don't think he'll be too upset with his outing today. Gave up just 2 runs on 4 hits, but he is in line for the loss as Hogan rips one to center field, and he's got himself his second base hit of the ball game. So Caden Hogan with his first multi-hit game of the season, second single of the afternoon, and is it for the Miners today, as that'll bring us back to the top of the order with Kobe Boulware. Boulware 0 for 2 with a pop out, a ground out, and a walk, looking to extend his hitting streak to 9 games. Hogan gets his lead from first. Boulware digs in, lefty on righty matchup, as the new pitcher Daniel Freeman throws over to first at Caden Hogan, who is back standing. Freeman was tagged for 5 runs in 1 inning against the Miners his last time pitching, also a position player. Was a DH for them today, now inserted as a reliever. He throws back over to first, and once again, Hogan is back safely standing. Caden Hogan starting to heat up at the plate a little bit after a slow start to his 2019 campaign. Boulware digs in. First pitch to him on the way is hit high in the air, out to left field. Hayden Keller is ranging to his left, is underneath it, makes the catch for out number 2. 2 flyouts now for the Miners in the top of the 7th. Caden Hogan is standing on first base, and that'll bring up Cody Huff, who is 1 for 3 on the day with a single. Got his first hit of the day in the 6th inning. Looking to add to it here. Freeman stands out on the mound, bats right-handed but throws lefty. A 2-way player for the Chinooks. First pitch to Cody Huff on the way is a pitch out, but nothing's doing as Hogan stays put at first base. Freeman, a 6'5" lefty from Smyrna, Tennessee, and Columbia State Community College, digs in. He's ready from the middle of the rubber and now throws over to Hogan again, who is 5 for 5 this year in stolen bases. Cody Huff at the dish. 1-0 count to him. Runner at first base, 2 outs. 2-1 Miners, top of the 7th. Daniel Freeman ready from the stretch. The 1-0. Low for ball 2. A reminder, the Miners will play another game against the Chinooks this afternoon following the conclusion of this one. Both games will be 7 innings. And then after today, the Miners back in action at Herman Brothers Field tomorrow for a pivotal game against the Anchorage Bucks that will decide the winner of that season series, as the Bucks and Miners have split their first 10 meetings. Cody Huff stands back in. Caden Hogan is going. Pitch misses outside. The throw down to second base is not in time. Caden Hogan is tagged out, caught stealing for the first time this year, and the side is retired. So we enter the bottom of the 7th inning. Kyler Bush is headed back out onto the mound to try to pick up his second complete game of 2019, as he'll try to hold the Chinooks in check. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Miners lead it 2-1. Bottom of the 7th inning here at Lee Jordan Field in Chugiak, where the Miners are looking to put the finishing touches on their 22nd victory of the season. Kyler Bush is out for the 7th inning. He'll face the 5, 6, 7 of this Chinook order, starting with Ethan English. First pitch to him on the way. Breaking ball misses low for a ball, 1-0. If Bush finishes this 7th inning, it will be his second complete game of the year. Of course, he had a no-hitter back in June against the Bucks as the 1-0 pitch in there at the knees to English for a called strike one. So far, English 1 for 2 on the day, one of 4 hits in this ball game for Chugiak. As the 1-1 on the way is hit high in the air, deep to left field. Boulware is running back at the track and makes the catch at the warning track. English gave it a pretty good ride out to left field, got good barrel on it, and Boulware, with barely any room in front of the wall, makes the catch for a loud out number 1. And I think there were a lot of nervous Miners fans in the stands after that one, as English just about got all of it, but not quite. So 1 out to start the bottom of the 7th. Daniel Freeman stands in. First pitch to him. Popped high in the air in foul ground over the press box. Out of play, 0-1. That foul ball brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. With locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla, you're always covered if a foul ball does damage to your car. 0-1 pitch to Freeman. Breaking ball. Thompson tried to frame it, but the home plate umpire says it missed too low, 1-1. Freeman started the day as the DH. Came in as a reliever for the Chinooks in the top half of the 7th. Now getting another crack at it hitting-wise as he pops one foul. Foul territory down the right field line. Aaron Walters running after it. Can't quite get to it in front of the Miners bullpen. So the count now 1-2.
Yeah, he was able to poke it out there in no man's land where Aaron Walters and Justin Kirby, right in the middle of the two of them in foul territory, unable to make the catch.
The triangles, as they call it, in no man's land out in shallow left and right field. As the count is now 1-2, nobody on, 1 out. Last chance for the Chinooks here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Kyler Bush, the 6'5 lefty, stands back out on the mound. Working from the left side of the rubber, the 1-2 pitch is on its way. It's upstairs with the fastball, 2-2. If the Miners win this one, they would be 2.5 games out of first. Still have to wait on the result of the Pilots-Bucks game as the 2-2 pitch waved at a missed for strike 3. Bush sets down Freeman, and now the Chinooks down to their final out. As Joe Brazil, the last chance for this Chugiak team in the bottom of the 7th. Miners up 2-1, looking to finish off these Chinooks and improve to 5-3 this year against Chugiak. Brazil 0 for 2. Grounded out to short his first time around and then struck out in his second at bat. First pitch to him. Breaking ball popped in the air, foul over the press box, out of play. It's 0-1. Brazil stands back in, lefty on righty matchup. Bush from the windup, the 0-1. Fastball misses high and outside for a ball, 1-1 as it scoots back to the chain link fence, making up the backstop, and the count is even. Nobody on, 1-1 count, 2 outs. Last chance for the Chinooks in this bottom of the 7th. Bush is ready, the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball in there on the outside corner for a called strike 2. Chinooks down to their final strike. Brazil stands back in. Bush is ready. 1 strike away from his second complete game on the year. The 1-2. Breaking ball grounded over to short. Caden Hogan drifts to his left. Got it in his glove. Throws over to first in time, and the ball game is over. Kyler Bush picks up his 3rd victory of the year, his 2nd complete game, and the Mat-Su Miners win Game 1 of this doubleheader by a final score of 2-1. It was a pitcher's duel throughout, but Kyler Bush wins the battle as the Miners improve to 22-13 and are now 2.5 games back of the first place Anchorage Bucks for the top spot in the ABL. Meanwhile, the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks, with this loss, now fall to 11-25. They are a game and a half out of 4th place, which is the final playoff spot in the Alaska Baseball League. We'll take a quick break here, and we'll have Game 2 of this doubleheader coming up for you in just a few moments as the players will look to refresh and get set for Game 2. Miners will look to sweep this doubleheader when we come back. We thank you for tuning in to Game 1 of this double barrel action between the Miners and the Chinooks. Once again, our final score from Lee Jordan Field. The Mat-Su Miners defeat the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks 2-1 in Game 1. We'll hopefully see you in just a few moments for the start of Game 2.